She sat alone at the farthest table, right behind the pillar where no one could see her unless they were purposely looking. But no one ever was. Everyone was too busy celebrating her sister's wedding, laughing, dancing, gossiping about how beautiful the bride looked, how perfect her husband was, how blessed their families were. But not a single person asked her to join them. Clara pulled her shawl tighter around herself and stared at the untouched glass of juice in front of her. She hadn't eaten, her stomach was too tight from the humiliation. Her sister, Amelia, glowing in white and surrounded by people, had insisted she attend. "Of course you should come," she'd said. "Just don't make it awkward. Sit quietly, okay?" The words stung more than Clara expected. She had always been the quiet one, the shy one, the girl who didn't know how to dress or talk like others. People had bullied her for her weight in school, for her introversion, for her anxiety. Even now, at her own sister's wedding, people whispered, staring at her like she was a stain on the perfect event. She had told herself she wouldn't cry, but the lump in her throat was getting harder to swallow. She watched the couples dancing, spinning, laughing. She watched her parents pretending not to notice she was alone. She watched her cousins pointing at her table, muttering something before turning away with mocking smiles. She wished she had stayed home. Just then, a small voice jolted her back to the moment. "Miss, is this seat taken?" Clara turned. Her heart skipped. A little girl, maybe 7 or 8, stood there holding a half-eaten macaron and staring at her with big, honest eyes. Beside her stood a man, tall, broad-shouldered, dressed in a simple shirt and jacket that somehow made him stand out among the overly dressed guests. His eyes met Clara's, and she felt her breath catch. "No," Clara whispered, it's not taken." The little girl grinned, plopped into the chair next to her and looked at her father. "See, Daddy, she's nice. I told you she looks sad." Clara flushed with embarrassment. "Oh no, I'm fine." But the man sat down beside his daughter, leaning slightly forward. His voice was warm, deep, steady in a way that made her want to melt. "I'm sorry," he said gently. "Lily is very honest." The little girl nodded proudly. "Daddy says honesty is good." Then she took Clara's hand. "You looked like you needed a friend." Clara didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Instead, she whispered, "Thank you." The man extended his hand. "I'm Jack." She took it hesitantly. His grip was steady, warm, grounding. "Clara." He smiled. "Nice to meet you, Clara. Did you come here alone?" She nodded, her cheeks warm. "It's my sister's wedding." Jack's eyebrows lifted slightly. "And they seated you all the way out here." "It's fine," she lied. Lily leaned her elbow on the table. "Wanna sit with us? Daddy's table is so fun, but Daddy doesn't dance. He says he has 2 left feet." Jack groaned, "Lily." Clara smiled, really smiled for the first time that evening. "I don't dance either." "See," Lily clapped, "you two can be together." Jack looked at Clara, almost as if asking permission. And for one insane moment, Clara wished it were true. A burst of laughter came from the main hall. A group of Clara's cousins walked by, side-eyeing her. "Look," one whispered, "she finally found someone to sit with her." Clara shrank in her seat. But before she could react, Jack suddenly stood up, pulled out the chair beside him, and leaned close to her ear. "Clara," he said softly, "if you want, you can act like you're with me." She froze. Her heart slammed in her chest. What? Jack held out his hand, calm and unwavering. "If it makes you more comfortable, pretend you're with us. No one has to know otherwise. Lily already adores you." "I do," Lily said loudly, hugging Clara's arm as if she'd known her forever. Clara hesitated. She shouldn't. This man was a stranger. He didn't owe her anything. But something inside her, something starved for kindness, leaned toward him. Slowly, she stood up and placed her hand in his. Jack led her toward his table in the main hall, where people turned and stared. He didn't seem bothered in the least. Instead, he squeezed her hand lightly, grounding her. A few eyes widened. Whispering started. Her parents stared in shock. Amelia froze in the middle of a photo, her smile fading. Jack pulled Clara's chair close to his. Lily climbed into Clara's lap, immediately calling her Auntie Clara, which made Amelia's jaw drop. Clara couldn't stop blushing. During dinner, Jack kept talking to her like she belonged there, like she mattered. He asked her about her job, her favorite books, her hobbies. And he actually listened, really listened, his eyes warm and focused on her like she was the only person in the room. And Clara found herself talking more than she ever did, laughing, feeling seen. Lily fed Clara cake and demanded stories. Jack helped wipe frosting off both their faces. They looked ridiculous and completely happy. At one point, while everyone danced, Lily tugged Clara's sleeve. "Can Daddy dance with you, please?" Clara shook her head quickly. "Oh no, your dad doesn't dance." Jack grinned. "For her, I do." He stood and offered Clara his hand again. Her heart stuttered. She let him lead her to the dance floor. He wasn't a great dancer, and he stepped on her toes twice, making her giggle uncontrollably. She stumbled. He caught her by the waist. Their eyes held. Time slowed. She forgot the whispers, the judgment, the loneliness. She only felt his hand steadying her, his breath brushing her cheek, the warmth radiating between them. "You okay?" he whispered. She nodded, yes, more than okay. After the dance, they returned to their table, and Jack hesitated before speaking again. "Clara," he said softly, "I know tonight wasn't easy for you." She swallowed hard. "No, but you and Lily, you made it better, thank you." Jack leaned closer. "I didn't do it out of pity. You deserve better than to sit alone. You deserve someone who sees you." Clara blinked rapidly, tears threatening. Just then Amelia approached sharply. "Clara, who is this man?" she demanded, irritation dripping from her voice. Lily spoke before anyone else. "He's Auntie Clara's boyfriend." Clara nearly choked. Jack chuckled softly. Amelia's face hardened. "Clara, don't lie, everyone knows." Jack stepped between them. "She's not lying." Amelia blinked, stunned, speechless. Jack placed his hand gently on Clara's back. "She's with me." Those words echoed in Clara's heart like a promise. Amelia muttered something and stormed off. Jack turned to Clara. "If I crossed a line, I'm sorry. I just didn't like the way they spoke to you." Clara's voice trembled. "No one ever stood up for me like that." Jack smiled softly. "Get used to it." The wedding ended, guests began leaving, and Jack helped Clara with her shawl. Lily hugged her tightly. "Can we see you again?" Clara looked at Jack. He met her eyes. "Dinner tomorrow." Her heart leapt. "I'd love that." Jack brushed her cheek gently, sending sparks down her spine. "Then it's a date." As Clara walked away, she looked back to see Jack watching her, Lily waving with both hands. For the first time in years, Clara didn't walk home with tears in her eyes. She walked home with hope, and the memory of one simple sentence that had changed everything. "Act like you're with me." Little did she know, very soon she actually would be.